Question. Find the smallest integer n for which 3 to the power of n is smaller than n factorial. Prove that 3 to the power of n, this is lowercase letter n, is smaller than n factorial for all the lowercase letter n is larger than or equal to the capital case N. So I answer this question. So we can check from n equals 1. So for n equals 1, then the left hand side equals 3 to the power of 1 equals 3. And the right hand side equals 1 factorial equals 1. Then the left hand side is larger than right hand side. We need to find the smallest integer n for which the left hand side is smaller than the right hand side. And we can check 1, check 2, check 3 until we find that 1n equals 7. So for n equals 7, the left hand side equals 3 to the power of 7, and this equals 2187, and the right hand side equals 7 factorial, and this equals 5040. Now we found that left hand side is smaller than right hand side. So the smallest integer n is 7. Now we assume that it holds for n equals k, and the k is larger than or equal to 7. Then we have 3 to the power of k is smaller than k factorial. Then for n equals k plus 1, the left hand side equals 3 to the power of k plus 1, and the right hand side equals k plus 1 factorial. Then we can use left hand side to minus right hand side, and this equals 3 to the power of k plus 1 minus k plus 1 factorial. So if this is smaller than 0, then left hand side minus right hand side is smaller than 0. Then left hand side is smaller than right hand side. So we check this guy. The 3 to the power of k plus 1 minus k plus 1 factorial equals 3 multiply 3 to the power of k minus k plus 1 multiply k factorial. And this is smaller than 3 multiply k factorial minus k plus 1 multiply k factorial. While the left is smaller than the right, it's because this guy, 3 to the power of k, is smaller than k factorial. Because here we assume that this one exists. Now we check. This guy equals 3 minus k minus 1 multiply k factorial, and equals 2 minus k multiply k factorial. Because k is larger or equal to 7, so 2 minus k is smaller than 0. So this guy is smaller than 0. So left hand side minus right hand side is smaller than 0. Left hand side is smaller than right hand side. So the inequality holds for n equals k plus 1. Then conclusion, the inequality holds for n equals 7. And if it holds for n equals k, here k is larger than or equal to 7, then it also holds for n equals k plus 1. Therefore, 3 to the power of n is smaller than n factorial for all integers n is larger than or equal to 7 by the principle of mathematical induction.